Days away from the new year, and today we are looking back at local news that makes some big headlines, and that does include crime, courtroom, and what happened in sports.
One of the hottest topics in Jacksonville year after year is crime, and sadly, there was no shortage of it this past year. Our city felt the pain of being at the center of a racially motivated mass shooting when a 21-year-old Clay County man opened fire at a Jacksonville Dollar General, killing 3 people: Angela Carr, A.J. Laguerre Jr., and Gerald Deshaun Gallion.
What I want the most is for the victims to be recognized, because they truly are victims, the families to have some sense of closure, whether that means a visual, a prayer, whatever closure that they need, so that we can heal as a community.
Neighbors and family, angry and crying, took each other's hands in prayer circles. Public officials vowing to work to try and ensure it never happens again.
And I will do everything I can in my power to see that this does not happen again. Thank you. God bless you.
2 lives were also lost in San Marco in a crime that left so many questions.
It's very scary.
Paige Pringle and Tara Baker were both shot to death while waiting for the San Marco train to pass. Pringle in her car, Baker on her bike. The women didn't know each other, and the normally quiet neighborhood was left stunned. Then, in September, JSO announced a suspect in the shooting, 22-year-old Ty Head.
We do not definitively know why these murders happened.
They said the day after the shooting, Head drove to Tennessee and died by suicide with the same gun used in the murders. In Ponte Vedra, a Good Samaritan stepped in to save the life of a high school student and her mother as the 2 were attacked outside of a popular restaurant. Madison Shimitz was stabbed repeatedly by an ex-boyfriend, Spencer Pearson, as she and her mother were leaving Chubby's in St. Johns County. Madison's mother was also wounded trying to defend her daughter. That's when Kennedy Armstrong ran in to help.
You see 2 girls in trouble getting attacked by a guy. I would hope more people would do the same. And kudos to the mom. I think she's the real reason that girl is alive.
Shimitz survived but suffered severe spinal cord injuries. Pearson is facing attempted murder and aggravated assault charges. There was also massive fallout this year after the arrest of a Douglas Anderson music teacher, Jeffrey Clayton. Arrested for lewd and lascivious conduct involving a student, once news of his arrest was out, more and more allegations of inappropriate behavior came to light, some as far back as 2008. Around 140 students were interviewed, and 2 more Douglas Anderson teachers were removed from the school as well. Clayton's arrest and the allegations from the State Board of Education that the district failed to report other teacher complaints put increasing pressure on Superintendent Dr. Diana Green.
We're not here by accident. She's not retiring early, she's been forced out.
Dr. Green announced her retirement in May. Jacksonville was also in the national spotlight after the arrest of Lakeon Woods. Video of his arrest went viral, and so did his mugshot. According to police reports, Woods was a passenger in a truck pulled over after police saw a possible drug transaction, and the report states Woods ran. He was then tased twice and hit and elbowed in the face and kneed in the shoulders during the struggle. The arrest led to rallies outside JSO and calls for the gang unit to be dissolved.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Sheriff T.K. Waters says the officers did use force against Woods, but they acted appropriately and within department policy, and the cell phone video taken of Woods' arrests was intentionally altered.
All force, all violence is ugly. And just because force is ugly does not mean it is unlawful or contrary to policy.
Also this year, a step towards justice for a 13-year-old murdered in 2022.
Today, the first domino in this violent chain has fallen, and it won't be the last.
Prince Holland was shot and killed in a car in Moncrief as he was being driven home from football tryouts. The athletic director and another child were also injured in the shooting. Authorities say Marcel Johnson was driving the car that pulled up next to the vehicle Holland was in, and Gerard was the trigger puller in the shooting. The men are facing murder and attempted murder charges. And in Ware County, some closure in a 35-year-old case. A baby Jane Doe finally has a name, Kenyatta Odom.
This case just happens to be the one that finally, after all these years, it came down to one person making a call that put the puzzle together for us.
Identified after a tipster came forward with information and confirmed through genome sequencing, Kenyatta had been murdered and hidden in a TV cabinet and left on the side of a rural road in 1989. Now her mother, Evelyn Odom, and Odom's boyfriend, Ulister Sanders, are facing charges. Speaking of charges, the courtroom also carried many headlines this year. In January, the state attorney's office announced an arrest in a high-profile murder-for-hire case in Jacksonville Beach. Henry Tenen was arrested for murder in the death of father of four, Jared Bridegan, murdered in 2022 as he was leaving the sanctuary neighborhood in Jacksonville Beach.
We know Henry Tenen did not act alone.
And in the months that followed, 2 more arrests in what authorities describe as a conspiracy to kill Bridegan. In March, Mario Fernandez, the second husband of Bridegan's ex-wife, arrested on murder and conspiracy to commit murder charges. Then, in August, the arrest of Bridegan's ex-wife, Shanna Gardner.
Henry Tenen did not act alone. Mario Fernandez did not plan alone. And Shanna Gardner's indictment acknowledges her central and key role in the cold, calculated, and premeditated murder of Jared Bridegan.
The state attorney's office says Tenen has pled guilty to second-degree murder charges, admitted to firing the fatal shots, and will testify in the upcoming trial against Fernandez and Gardner. They are pleading not guilty, and we will continue to closely follow this case in 2024. Also this year, a tragic chapter came to a close. Just as the trial for Aiden Fucci was about to begin, the teenager pled guilty to murdering his 13-year-old classmate Tristan Bailey on Mother's Day in 2021, stabbing her 114 times. But Bailey's family still had to gather the strength to tell the court how deeply her loss had impacted them.
My sister was stabbed 114 times. 49 of those wounds were defensive. While some may view these as simple facts of the case, these are the thoughts that will plague the mind of Tristan's community, friends, family, and myself for the rest of our lives.
Aiden Fucci was sentenced to life in prison. Fucci's mother, Crystal Smith, also pled no contest to evidence tampering and was sentenced to 30 days in jail and 5 years probation. In Georgia, the men who committed federal hate crimes when they killed Ahmaud Arbery are appealing their convictions. Gregory McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Rodney Bryan are arguing that race did not play a role in their decision to pursue Arbery in February of 2020. All 3 men are currently serving life sentences. Also, attention centered back on former state attorney Jackie Johnson, who was supposed to be arraigned in December of 2022, but that hearing has been postponed.
We want 100% justice, and we're going to get 100% justice because we Arbery family, we ain't going nowhere.
A judge refused to dismiss the charges against her. She is accused of hindering the investigation into Arbery's murder. We will also continue to follow this case into 2024 as well.